Bloody marvellous.
Fantastic.
We're muted. Apparently so. Hold on.
I think we are. Yeah. Still.
Hold on. BFG is audible. Ha ha! I shall take this show across. BFG is audible. Ha ha! I shall take this show across.
That seems to be you, Mark.
Interesting.
Yes. Oh.
It's mutiny, I tell you, Mr. Christian. Mutiny.
We haven't fucked up.
No, we never fuck up.
No, it's small technical issues, Kevin. Small technical issues.
Just a little one. Right, while he's sorting himself out, we'll do the bit where I talk. Ha. So, let us see. Live chat. Where's my participants list? There we are. Bill Richards, good evening, you sexy beast. Hope you're feeling well, sir. Buggles. Kaz. Buggles. Dawn W. Hello.
Ah, fuck.
You can't have, because we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Faxi. Safe. Fee. Are we hearing the voice of the gaffer yet, folks?
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's bizarre. Grizz, good evening, you handsome beast. How you doing? Joey!
Oh, wait a minute, Grizz, where are you there? Is the UK Vape show this evening before we get fucking asked later on?
Stop it.
What?
Joey, good evening. Joseph Finnegan, welcome. Thank you for joining us, dude. Small technical issues. Don't worry about this. Keep on looking at us two larger gentlemen. Ben M, good evening. How you doing? Kev Smith.
Yourself, you cheeky bastard.
Mark H. EVL. Dude. Michael Meek, good evening. Mick Blizzard, good evening, sir. Nate Jones, pleasure to see you there, Nate. Graham, dude. Hoggles. OG Fishing. Lovely to see you again, dude. Good evening. Paul Doling. Doling?
What?
I'm not sure how to pronounce Paul's second name. Apologies if I've slaughtered that. Stuart Valentine, Voice of Australia. Good evening, sir. Vapor Bunny. Rose. Vaping Pasty. Good evening, madame. Donny. Buggles. And last but by no means least, Vapor Queen Becky. Although I know, and there's your Huggles, I know Snowman's in there. He's definitely in there somewhere. Who else? We've got Adam Stone. Good evening. Steve, Black Country Vapor, and Jasper.
Can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Our colleague Orson, come in, Orson. Yeah, I can hear SoulOhm now.
Excellent.
You can hear me. You can definitely hear me.
Yeah.
Yay! It was Zoom. It wasn't anything else.
All right. Carl Franks. Good evening, sir. And I think we have everybody.
Huggles to everyone that I've missed.
Good evening.
You missed the honks out.
It's always the same. Right. Got to ask the question, are we too loud, too quiet, or what?
I don't care whether we're too quiet or too loud, at least we've got sound.
Oh, bless.
Evening, Liz.
Liz, darling, did I miss you? Apologies for rolls.
Just heard the rattle of the beads as she came in there.
It's all gravy now, babe, apparently.
It's
According
all
to the-
gravy, is it?
Yes.
All gravy. Right. Get this over here. Get that up there.
Yes, Dawn now has the lovely new merch.
She
So I'm
does. It looks really well, doesn't it?
It does. I'm on the left tit, Stevie's on the right tit, and Mark's motorboat.
You lucky bastard. So we're acting as nipple tassels then?
Yes. It's perfect. There's you going like this, and there's me with a ball of flame.
Oh,
But
I can chill out now. Say, like I was saying right at the beginning, hello and welcome to the Home Service Live. I've moved downstairs. I'm in our front room now. That's our library at the back there. And upstairs is getting completely redone. And obviously I had to move all my computer lights and camera and everything. And this is the first time I've gone live, so things have slightly altered. It was Zoom that was causing the problem. I don't know why.
how bizarre.
So, yeah. Hope I look all right.
Carl, to be fair, mate, so do we. I've been dabbling in Johnny's juice this weekend. It's been fabulous.
Oh,
Yes. And for those that are interested in trying Johnny's, with raspberry custard. Stop it.
and I'm on the last bit of Nut House.
8:30 tonight, you will be getting a chance to win the complete sample pack for Johnny's Juice.
Yes.
That's 37 bottles of 10ml goodness.
Of goodness. The only T's and C's do apply. You need to be a member of the Johnny's Juice Europe, UK and Europe Facebook group. That's one of the criteria. Also, if you're thinking about wanting to go to Expo in May, and you're umming and ahhing and you don't know whether you ought to go or not, later on, we might be changing your mind.
Indeed. Indeed. And just to mention, as of last week, the draw is open to not only the UK, but also to our European and American brethren.
Which is awesome. Got to give Project Vapes a big shout out for this one as well.
Oh, yeah, huge one.
And they are super fast with the free shipping as well.
Alias is ridiculous.
I think they must have one of those little guys with the Just Eat scooters with the big box to back. There you go.
I'm looking forward to when we get our first American winner. Then he's going to be knackered swimming with the scooter.
Depends where it is. Delivered to Alaska, starting to snort as well.
Good evening, Jane. Sorry, darling, I missed you off the list.
You've missed Jane.
I missed Lady Jane.
I'm late to everybody. I've got now I've got Facebook chat on. Hello, chat.
Martin, good evening, dude. Oh, excellent. Oh, Russ as well. You snuck in my back door, you cheeky fellow.
Ooh, I sigh.
What can we? Well, dear God.
Well, we've got topics galore this evening, haven't we? As I was trying to start saying, Betty's going to be talking about curries in Scotland and the history of it, which I'm really, really looking forward to. BFG is going to be... You what, sorry?
I'll go about that bit.
I'm right. Honestly, I'm genuine because I didn't realise the relationship between Scotland and curry. I know that the UK as a whole brought out their own versions of curries. But looking forward to that one. Also, BFG is going to be talking about his favourite gigs. So I'm sure you can join in with his favourite gigs. And me, I'm going to be having a quick look at this. It's the Geekvape Z200. Not doing a full review or anything like that. If you want a full review of it, go and check out Flat Cap. He's done a fantastic review of it. So, but I'm just going to show it you. So that's what's happening this evening. Is that all right with you guys?
Bloody marvellous. Nate, pleasure to have you here, mate.
Fist
Had to get on the live. Been crazy here for a while. Glad to be back. Good man. Bless you. Well, before we start our topics, I think we need to talk about that advert.
What, the advert?
The let's cure your addiction by giving you more of what you're addicted to.
Nicotine-et. I put a post up on the Facebook group. Basically, they're now advertising, instead of advertising nicotine-et, sprays, mist or gums and whatever to stop smoking cigarettes, it's to stop vaping. How cool is that?
I mean, for fuck.
So you're going to swap one nicotine product for another nicotine product. But our nicotine product's a little bit better because we're going to put some science in there.
Yes.
But the worst thing about it, do you know what really boils my pee? Is that they're advertising on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? And the amount of shit that vape reviewers have gone through this past, 18 months, 2 years, with strikes. We can't do this, we can't share that, we can't do this, we can't do that. And they're out doing adverts. And the advert, have a guess where it was?
YouTube.
Watching Vic's What's Up.
Oh, that's saucy.
So, watching Vic's What's Up, and then obviously you've got the adverts, yeah, nicotine-et, asking you to stop vaping and use their products instead.
Absolutely ridiculous. Whoever, honestly, whoever was sat in that advertising meeting has obviously just read the Daily Mail and thought, yeah, we've got a new angle, boys.
I think it's just wrong. It is so wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, well, saying that, if anything, it just proves how desperate Farm Mirror is and how worried they are about vaping.
Well, since the boom with the disposables, and I know I said the D word, but that's how it's going.
Well, it's like the disposables. Vending machines?
Oh, yes, in the pubs. Yes. It was a matter of time. It was a matter of time. In theory, you've got to be,
I mean, 18. Where else are they going to start putting them in? Cinemas?
Oh, God, no. Can't risk a stealth vape.
Well, I mean, where else are they going to start putting these vending machines?
Paul, don't get me started on the BBC. Do not get me on the string of school stories that started. And these three cheeky chappies, I started vaping at 12. They barely looked 14. Unbelievable. Honest to God. If you saw those three in hoodies stood on the street corner, you'd have bypassed them. They didn't.
I saw somebody put a post up on Vic's page as well. It's where am I? Lorraine Kelly's show with that. Is it Dr. Hilary Jones? Is that right? Hilary Jones?
Yeah. He likes menopausal women.
Yeah, only because he doesn't have to buy a thicker duvet.
But
yeah, he's the doctor that likes menopausal women.
Well, it's just that there's a lad that's posted something up on Vix. I just went on there to have a look to see if the show was on tonight, and this just came up. It was the first thing. Well, apparently it was on Lorraine Kelly, she was with Dr. Hillary and Dr. Amir Khan. who both said passive vaping causes sudden death infant syndrome if you vape around newborns.
Really?
Really?
The clouds of smoke, yet they said smoke is dangerously passive and causes asthma and lung scarring. Then the solvents in the liquid are carcinogenic and contain lead as well.
Really?
Really?
I'd love to see the science on that.
Yeah, I would.
I had
Seriously
my-
love to see the science on it.
Sorry, Kev.
It's getting fucking ridiculous.
The thing is, I mean, I should be a little personal now. I had my asthma review. Yeah. Previously, the nurse said, "Do you smoke?" And I went, "No, I've stopped 5 years. I vape though." And he was, "Oh, well, that's classed as smoking." Fast forward to this one, and I was speaking to the lovely nurse, and she was fab. So I'm on the phone, I'm having a chat. She says, "Do you smoke?" I went, "No, I vape." And I know what you're going to say. It's technically classed as smoking. And she went, "Well, no, not really. It's better. We just don't have any long-term evidence yet." I went, "Well, to be fair, I've been doing it 5 years, and my asthma is the best it's ever been."
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. When the surveys were all done years and years ago, and they said that the air inside a vape shop was cleaner than the air outside in the street.
Yeah, they did that. Was it in California?
yep, California, they took a closed air sample from a sealed room.
And there was,
People were
there were,
vaping it,
it
and
was
they
at the
analysed.
time where people were really cloud chucking.
Yeah.
Of course.
And there was fewer contaminants within that shop and all that vape than there was stood out on the street.
I mean, let's put it this way. I mean, how many is it? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I stopped smoking fucking 100 years ago, to be honest. But remember, you would wake up in the morning and you would cough. You would virtually cough a lung up.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't happen with vaping. We know that. So how the hell can they say that it's just as bad as smoking? It beggars belief. They're just dragging up the same old shit. But then you've got one side of the medical profession in the UK contradicting the other. And like,
See, the thing is, though, I always thought the NHS were on our side.
Yeah. The overlords are. NHS England is. But as with anything, there's individual practitioners. They've all got their own opinion.
But to start coming out with them type of facts on
Well-
British television, they need to have something worth, backing up.
Well,
They need the science to back that up. I mean,
Let's
all right, let's be let's be fair. I wouldn't want to vape when there's babies about or little children.
No.
To be fair, I wouldn't do it because obviously you don't want them to breathe in what we've just exhaled. But turning around and saying that it's death and scarring, it's just total rubbish.
You know,
I'm going to have to see if we can dig that up on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be on there somewhere.
well, the thing is, I mean, let's be right. TVAM is, or whatever they call it, Good Morning Britain now. It's been struggling against the beat for ages.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I mean, it's ITV, so they are accountable to Ofcom.
Well, yeah, they might be, but you don't hear the same backlash that you did against Lineker for saying something that was actually factually correct. So,
I mean, obviously, the Lineker thing, that's his opinion. It's as simple as that, so...
and I'd love to know where this impartiality thing comes from, because at the end of the day, as far as I'm aware, he was off the clock. He wasn't on BBC when he said it. And I don't care whether he's linked with BBC.
And what always makes me chuckle about it, if you agree with what he said, if you disagree with what he says, it's immaterial. What happened to freedom of speech?
Exactly. And that's why the BBC have had to back down rapid.
It's freedom of speech at the end of the day. I mean, it's same with Jeremy Clarkson when he did the Merkel thing. It's freedom of speech. You either agree with it or you disagree with it.
I like your first one, Kev. I want to be known as a caper's house.
Yeah.
You look like a caper,
Thank you.
especially if you get your furry jumper on.
It is I, Leclerc.
Evening, Gailey.
Gaily Bops,
Oh.
Buggles.
Free rider. Good evening, sir.
I mean, the thing is, the BBC went nuts over the Gary Lineker thing, and I think we even spoke about it last week as well. I mean, look at the fucking shit that they buried under the carpet for years with Jimmy Savile and all the rest of them. It just beggars belief. They jump down the throats of people for something trivial, yet they let that go on for fucking years, decades even.
But that's the thing that had me howling, because they thought they were going to slap Lineker on the wrist. And what happened? Everybody else turned around and went, fuck you.
Yeah, but he kind of backtracked to a certain extent, right? Because I didn't know exactly what went on. Until somebody told me, and I was out. Where was I? I was out to put something at the bin, and I come back in. Joe said the radio on, and it was saying Gary Lineker's now being reinstated to be back on Match of the Day this weekend or whatever. But he refused to comment. You know, there was reporters obviously outside his house, and I think he's basically been told, right, we're letting you away with it this time, but we're going to be changing the rules and regulations. And from now on,
last time.
If you say it now, you're fucked.
Yeah. The thing is, though, mate, Match of the Day. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but don't the BBC have rules on the hearing impaired, sight impaired, etc.? Yeah. If you're sight impaired, how the fuck are you going to know who's playing? All you can hear is a load of people singing "You're Going Home" in the back of an ambulance, and ooh, when they hit the crossbar.
The black.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just
happened there.
It just reminds me of that snooker made the snooker game 2 years ago. Was it back in the early 70s? And for those of you watching in black and white, the blues behind the red ball. Sorry, Grizz has just confirmed, obviously it was in chat as well, but he sent me a message there that there's no UKPS tonight. Vic has had a strike.
Oh, blooming heck.
On an old WhatsApp.
So not only are they sticking Nicorette adverts on his bloody videos, they're giving him a strike as well.
And you're telling me that YouTube's not against vaping?
Never mind. Right, who's kicking off?
I'll kick off first because, I'll kick off first.
Yes,
I've made a screen thingy as well. Yeah. Right, tonight, I want to give Geekvape a big shout and say thank you very much for sending me this free for review. Now, obviously, as you all know, I don't review anymore. I just do this and 3 Men and a Vape Show. That's all I do now. I don't actually review. So I thought I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone and give you a rough look over the Z200 kit. It's just recently come out. If you want a full review of this one, in depth, all the details, go and watch Flat Cap Vapor. He does a fantastic review. So I will put my little screenshot. So what we got, here we go. There we go. So the Geekvape Z200 kit. Dimensions from top to bottom. It's 90mm by 55 by 30mm. On top you'll fit a 24mm ATI before you start getting a little bit of an overhang. Power mode. Smart mode, temperature mode, bypass, and it is powered by the AS chip 3.0 Output power 5 watts to 200 watts. Battery holds two 18650s. Display screen is a massive 2.4 inch full screen. Charging port is a micro USB. Comes with the Z tank, which the dimensions are, it's 52mm high and the base is 24. Obviously, depending if you've got the bubble glass on or not, you've got the straight glass, depends on what size the actual centre is. So capacity wise, if you've got the bubble glass on, it's 5.5mm, obviously TPD, it's 2mm capacity. Comes with two coils. You've got pre-installed the 0.15 ohm, 70 to 85 watts, and you also get a spare coil which is a 0.4, 50 to 60 watts. Top airflow and leak-proof design. So in the box, you actually get obviously the Z200 mod. You also get the Z tank, spare pack of get my words out, a coil tool and O-rings, spare glass, micro USB cable, and obviously the two Z series coils. So there you go. I'll get rid of that bit there. So there you go. There you go, a little bit of information. So I'll let you have a look. Look at the size of this screen. How cool is that? So at the top there, you've got your battery indication, power, watts. On the other side there, you've got your ohms, your amps, and your volts. And this little circular bit in the side there, that's your puff counter. And then you've got a rev counter for how long you've been vaping on it, which I think is quite cool. Like I said, comes with the Z tank, which is basically the Zeus tank. Obviously, it's a Stockholm coil one. Top airflow, like we said, really easy to fill. Just undo the cap. Fill at the top there, very, very easy. So that's the tank as well. Underneath, that's where your battery door is. Holds two 18650. You just flip it open. Job's a good one. On the side here, get that in. You've got your fire button up and down as well. And that's about it. There you go. So I'm going to do a quick pros and cons. What I like about it. Well, we'll start with the tank first of all. Fantastic. Really easy to fill. Airflow for days. Them Z coils are absolutely brilliant. I really do like the Z coils. I think this one's been out. What is it about? Is it about 2 years this has been out now?
Yeah, about that.
Must be. Now I use the Zeus RTA and I love that one. I'm still using it today. So obviously at the base that's 24mm. So yeah, bubble glass 5.5, but obviously TPD, it's 2mm capacity. Filling it, love it. I've not had any leaks. Of course, it is definitely leak proof. So yeah, big thumbs up for that. So the mod itself, for my little hands, it's not too bad. To be fair, it's a box mod, twin 18650, and yeah, I like it. What I don't like about it, at the top here, you've got this rubber bit. In fact, you're going to have to take your tank off. So there you go. There's your rubber bit. At the top there is where your USB is. And I think that's a bad design. Especially if you're like me and you'll probably take that tank off and use a dripper. What's going to happen is potentially you're going to get liquid drip straight into that USB. And also, it's not even a USB-C. It's just a micro USB. So that's a little downside. The second gripe, you've got this quite thick base here, but because you've got these edges on either side, you can only fit a 24mm ATI RDA or tank on there. And that's my only gripe. Everything else about it I like. I love the screen. You've got 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. 3 clicks gets it into the menu, and you scroll through the menu using your up and down. This is not a touch screen, by the way. A lot of people I've noticed on the internet have been saying that this is a touch screen, and it is not. It was the T200 that was the touch screen. But overall, I like it. I love the screen, really do. I think it would have been nice if you could do a little bit more with the screen besides change a few of the colours. You've got a few random colours that you can go scroll through. Would have been nice if you could have put, I don't know, picture on it or something like that, just to make it a bit more interesting.
Yeah, but you're always
I like
winning
it
the
though.
screen,
I
losing
don't
battery power.
even need to wear my glasses, and I can see exactly what's on this screen, and I think it's fantastic. So overall, I'm going to wrap this one up because I don't want to waffle too much. I don't want to talk about his other stuff. I want to give Geekvape a big shout and say thank you very much for sending me this free foil review. They did free. And I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Ooh.
That's how much I like it. I love the Z tank. I think the Z coils are fantastic. The mod itself, besides the little bit of the USB at the top there, should have been down at the side here. Besides that, and the little bit that I can only get 24mm ATI on top, they're my only two gripes. The rest of it, love it to bits. So yeah, you go. That was my little quick review of the Geekvape Z200.
Oh, well done. Good. I mean, I must have I like that display myself, actually.
That is a honestly.
I mean, how many mods have we all got that you're like that? Try to see what ohms I'm on today, and you can't see it. I mean, the screen is absolutely tiny.
Even in daylight, when you're outside, this you can turn the brightness up and you can see it perfectly in sunlight.
What's the fingerprint issues like?
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a fingerprint issue, but I wouldn't say anything major. To be fair, nothing that one of them will solve.
I mean, to be fair, the Z tank that came with the Twister Mark II, and that is a bloody good tank.
I love it. I love it to bits. I really do. I mean, I'm a big, like I said to you, I'm a big fan of the Zeus RTA. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I still use it to this day.
To be fair, there's probably more airflow on that than there is on the RTA.
Yeah, there is. I would agree with you on that one. Yeah, there's a lot more air. I mean, I'm using the 0.15. For some strange reason, it's coming up at 0.14 on this. But I'm not going to argue. Only another weirdy one. At the top here, I don't know if you can see that. At the top there and there, you've got your percentages of your batteries. And it always seems to... They don't sync up quite. There's always one slightly higher than the other. Now, I don't know whether that's because it drains more on one main battery than it does the other, and then counteracts it later on. I don't know, but that's about it.
You may find it. Well, I really don't know how it works, but you may find there's one. It'll take more power to operate your screen, and then obviously when you're vaping, you're pressing a button. That's when you're getting power for both batteries.
Yeah,
it could be something along those lines.
But I love it. It's so clear. I mean, especially for me. I mean, like I've always said, I can see to moon and back, but 2 inches above my nose, I can't see bugger all. And this is perfect for me. It's a lovely, really clear screen. I'm so impressed with it.
Ooh. Bunny got the Lost Vape M200 yesterday, an amazing mod. I do like a nice Lost Vape.
Yeah, I do like Lost Vape.
Yeah. Yes, you saw it here first, folks.
So, like I said, if you want a proper review, go and pop over to Flat Cap. I think Vaping with Vic, Mr. Mullen, will be doing a review. He was going to be doing it on Saturday, but obviously what with the strike going off, he might not be.
That's a fair point, OG. The meters don't read perfectly. I mean, the DNA is probably the closest you're going to get.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
They're only giving you just a rough idea, aren't they, really?
But, I mean, to be fair, that is what I would consider a decent-looking box mod.
Yeah, it's perfect.
The screen's brilliant.
Yeah, I love it.
Especially for old farts.
The only gripe that I've got is it'll only fit a 24mm ATI, really.
Yes, but you are the Dark Emperor. I mean, more power.
More. Hey, come on, I've only got it at 70 watts.
I know. You do like your bigger mod.
I like me. Well, I mean, I'm still rocking the Dead Rabbit blooming Max, which is that's 28mm. So I can't fit that on it, and I would love that on there.
There's no way your OCD's putting a 28 on a 24.
No,
mate.
no. And it's a shame. Ironically, the funny thing is, though, I play around now and again when I've got upstairs. I've got the Vapor SO, is it the Gene? The little box mod. And that little box mod will fit a 28mm Atty.
Jesus.
And it's half the size of this.
Bless you.
Well, there you go.
Not as long, but it's twice as thick.
Oh, aye, it's definitely twice as thick.
Never mind the length, feel the girth.
Indeed.
So,
Girthy.
we've spoken enough about the Geekvape. Come on, who's going next?
I'll go next.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this.
Basically, this started off as a conversation last week. And Mark didn't realise there's a particular favourite curry in the UK that was actually invented in Glasgow. It was actually the chicken tikka masala. It was invented in Glasgow in 1971. Apparently, there was immigrants and Indian immigrants in Glasgow at the time, and somebody asked within an asked for a curry or whatever, and they decided to basically make a curry more to cater for Western palates, and hence the chicken tikka masala was invented.
I never knew that.
1971. Even Zan, 1971.
Zan.
Yeah, Zan.
This fair city of ours here in Scotland. But
Culture.
who doesn't like a good curry?
I think we all like a good curry.
I personally prefer an Indian curry to Chinese curry, Chinese takeaway curry, or which these Thai green curries and Thai red curries and stuff. But for years and years and years, I tried my damnedest to actually find a recipe that was as close to a British Indian restaurant curry or a British takeaway curry, and I could never get it. Never ever get it. But it wasn't until recently I discovered two cookbooks. So basically, this is like a kind of cookbook review. But there's some history stuff here we'll go through with it with you as well. If you guys out there dabble and make your own curries at home and stuff, and you think to yourself, you know what, it's okay, but it doesn't hit that the same flavours, the same taste, the same amount of heat as you get in a takeaway curry. Well, I can honestly say is if you want to make your own at home, buy these two books. The first one is the Curry Guy Bible by a guy, actually an American guy called Dan Toombs.
Hmm.
And the second one is Mr. Ricardo's Curry Compendium, a guy called Richard Sayce. This, out of the two of them, this is the one I prefer. But if you like make your own homemade curries and you want to try and make a genuine takeaway curry, go for one of them. They're absolutely fantastic. I made a chicken tikka masala yesterday. My cousin came down for lunch, so I made a chicken tikka masala yesterday, and she says that's the best chicken tikka masala I've ever had in my life. So for me to get that compliment from somebody,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, I'm not a curry. I've got to admit, I am not exactly a curry fan. I don't like anything hot. I'm very bland. I am so bland, it's unbelievable. But Jan makes a curry. What she calls it, I have not got a clue, but I believe it's based on a Chinese curry. And it's very creamy. It's still got that, obviously, that curry taste, but it hasn't got... There's virtually hardly any heat at all in it. And that I can eat all day long. That's gorgeous.
But that's the same with these books though, Mark. There's very... Depending on how hot you want your curries, depending on how much chilies you put in it. And it actually tells you on the book and on the page how hot that curry will actually be. And the majority of them are spices.
Mm.
It's to give you flavours, not heat.
See, because isn't that the traditional Indian curry? It's not all about the heat.
It's not about heat. It's it was the heat was more discerned for the Western palate, or should I say the British palate, more so than anything else. I mean, the thing is, if you go in and ask, sometimes you get into a restaurant, and I was always told when you get into a restaurant, ask for the staff curry. Because apparently that's the best curry you can get because it's what the staff eat at the end of the night. I've done it a couple of times in a couple of Indian restaurants and I found it quite bland. The taste was there, but it didn't have that little bit of kick to it, that little bit of heat that we've all came to love with Indian curries. But apparently, homemade Indian curries are curries that the people that the Indians may actually make at home, or even back in India, wherever, Pakistan, that kind of stuff. They don't have a lot of heat. It's more spices to add flavour. The heat seems to be a British thing. And how many idiots have you had? Oh, I'm having a vindaloo tonight, and or I'm having a fal, or I think there's one in that book called a lava curry, and it's one of those ones where your pores are sweating.
Yeah, I can't be doing with all that.
But yeah, so I mean, it's just mainly a little bit of history behind curries in the UK. The top three favourite curries in the UK are tikka masala, corn, and jalfrezi. Apparently, in the UK, we spend a whopping £250 million a year on Indian food.
I can believe it.
Isn't there a famous street is it in Birmingham that's full of curry houses?
The Balti Triangle, they call it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's Bradford's worth a visit as well.
I mean, we used to. I mean, Gail was in chat. I can't remember when he went there as well. We used to go to it was a World Buffet in Glasgow, and it was Indian, it was Chinese, it was Italian, it was American, it was this, that, and the next thing, and the curries were to die for. And it was one of those ones you paid. I think it was £12 a head, and you could eat in there all bloody day long. And the food was amazing for the amount of money that you paid. Well, so yeah, it was good. It was really good. So apparently, London has more Indian restaurants than Mumbai or Delhi.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's not half as good.
No.
But when we went to Portmaddock, the only place open was the curry house, and a friend had recommended this curry place, so we went in. And Dawn went for her usual. She has a stock sort of set of curries that she goes for. Little Mr. Adventurous here decides, not seen that one before. So we're eating away. What's your curry like? It's like, oh, that good? Yeah. Oh, I've got to try a bit. Don't say I didn't warn you. Spicy. And it wasn't over the top hot. It wasn't just heat. It was really tasty. So she dips her finger in, takes a lick of this sauce and just goes, what have I done to upset you?
Well, the little girl in the video with the wasabi.
Yeah. Well, we've got a restaurant called Gurkha, which obviously does sort of Tibetan food as well and stuff. And they do a curry that is mint and coriander based. And this thing is day-glow green. You don't want to spill it on your shirt because you're never getting it out. Oh, it was awesome.
I'm actually sure there's one in here as well. But so I mean, the good thing about these books is, I mean, I've got Indian curry cookbooks. I've been buying them for years and years and years because I never ever get that authentic, as far as I was concerned, British takeaway, a British Indian restaurant. Curry flavour, curry taste, even the sauce, the consistency of the sauce, it just never seemed to be right. But the good thing about these books, it actually tells you at the very start of it, it gives you what utensils to buy, what pots and pans to buy. Then it'll give you a selection of spices that you need. It tells you how to make. I mean, one of the things that I found in these books was one of the secret ingredients is to make your own base gravy.
Yep.
Because if you're in a takeaway and you can actually squeeze through into the kitchen in a takeaway, because normally they're opened up anyway. They've got a big pot constantly on the boil, and that's their base gravy, and that's what basically makes the base of your sauce, and everything else is just taken out in teaspoons. I mean, if any of you guys are interested, go onto YouTube and look for Misty Ricardo. Ricardo. And going and look, and this guy, what he does, he goes to balti houses and curry houses all around the country, and he actually makes curries in these curry houses and takeaway shops and restaurants, and they're absolutely amazing. I mean, as I say, I've made quite a few of them, and yeah, I can't fault the two cookbooks for that authentic takeaway taste.
Now, here's a little tip for your Thai green curry. If you want it to be a bit silkier and smoother, take a tip from the Masam curry, which is normally the beef curry, the yellowy one. Cube up some potato, boil it, and add it into your coconut milk. When you add your coconut milk to your green curry paste, it makes it so much richer and velvety. It's unbelievable.
I must admit, I'm not a fan of Thai curries.
I love Thai curry.
I know, Kevin.
I haven't got a clue. I don't think I've ever had a Thai curry.
They come that kind of milky greeny colour. You get the red curry as well.
I think if someone came out and someone put a dish in front of me and it was green, I'd see.
No, it's a sort of. It's not Dayglow green. It's not.
It's baby poo green.
No.
Oh, God, no.
God, nowhere near. I mean, what you're looking at, the majority of the sauce is coconut milk juiced.
You see, you know how they turn around and say that half the taste is on the eye of the beholder type of thing. That's where it falls down for me. I look at it and I think, shit, that just looks like someone's just thrown up in a bowl.
But you did put similar comments on when I posted videos of me making the Thai.
Yeah, exactly. It does. To me personally, and this is the problem I have with curries, especially more so curries, it's so like you look at it and you think, I've seen that on floor down in Doncaster on a Saturday night.
I've stood in that.
I'm sorry, it's just... And I suppose I should be a bit more open-minded, and I do try to be more open-minded, but when it just... No, if that looks dodgy, it's like, no, that ain't touching my lips.
Thanks, Gailey.
No, I mean,
I can confirm Stevie's curries are awesome. Thank you very much.
The thing I find with some, especially like the Chinese curries and things, it's obviously a packet mix that they've used.
No, it's not.
You sure?
Yeah, and I know the recipe to make that as well.
Because by God, it tastes like it sometimes.
Because what it is, what they do, it's basically making it's like making a base gravy for an Indian curry, but what they do is they cook it and reduce it down, and then they blitz it. And because there's that much, I think it's that much corn flour and that's in it, it basically fucking solidifies. So they put it into tubs, and it's basically, it's not like a paste, it's just like a lump of bloody curry. Then all you do is you take so much of that out, put it in your pot, and then you add your water. And because it's got the flour and the spices and that through it, that's what thickens your sauce up. But depending on how much curry powder they've actually put in it, that's what gives it that graininess. If it's not cooked through properly, it gives that graininess.
Bloody horrible.
Are you cheating? You go to B&M bars and you get the powdered shit.
Now, katsu curry, different story. And I can highly recommend this one. If you're in Witherspoons and you see the katsu curry on, get it. Forget about the rice, because that'll be like a lump of vulcanized rubber. But the katsu curry is brilliant. And it's a spicy little bugger as well. But,
that's the one with the kind of breaded chicken breast in it, the katsu?
Yeah, the katsu is actually the curry sauce. So you can put katsu curry on anything. Yeah. But it's a proper...
Can I ask, what is katsu?
It's literally a curry sauce. It's a Japanese curry sauce.
Japanese curry.
Right. What is katsu?
It's the curry. It's the actual sauce. It's the name of the sauce.
Oh, it's actually the sauce. So
there's
what
no,
goes...
There's,
so
there's
what...
No,
so there's
no
not cactus or all like that in it then?
You what, mate?
There's no cactus in it or all like that then?
No.
Or cats. Well...
And if you go, depending on which Witherspoons you go to, there's normally a sprinkling of healthy red chilli in it as well, just to give it a bit of pep.
See, to be honest with you, I'm totally oblivious to all these different names. That's why I was intrigued, especially with the Scottish connection.
Dude, you really ought to. If you're ever up in York, go to the Shambles Market. There's a load of street food retailers there. You will get one of the best potato curries from one of those stores.
See, I'm dodgy about them and all.
I mean,
Oh,
the thing
You know,
is, right?
these street vendors and that. Like, I'm dodgy. Ooh, nah.
right. If the street vendors gave you a dicky gut or whatever, they wouldn't have any customers because the majority of customers there are locals. Yeah,
I just can't help it. I'm just a bit cautious.
it's the same when you go abroad, though. Everybody's like, "Oh, stay away from the street vendors. You'll end up shitting for a week." Bollocks. Use a bit of common sense. If it doesn't smell good, don't eat it.
Yeah. But that's why a lot of people say that's why curries. Well, there was no such Indian word as curry. It was taken from the dish that it was a karahi dish that the dish was actually made in, and obviously the Europeans bastardised it. Fuck, I've lost my train of bloody thought now.
Well, while you're remembering it, the Lord of Lewdness, the God of the Gutter, is with us. Sinner is in.
Yeah, but just I actually found a thing here just now. I mean, to me, curries was a kind of modern thing. For like the 70s, when the maybe even earlier.
What, Vesta?
Yeah, when the Indian immigrants were coming to the UK, when they were starting to open up shops and stuff. I mean, the majority, as everybody knows, virtually every bus driver you got. And I'm not trying to be racist here by any means. Virtually every corporation bus driver you got was Indian, because they were saving that money up, driving the buses to either open up a shop or open up a curry house or whatever. So to me, the curry houses in the UK, like started, well, 60s, 70s, possibly even a wee bit earlier. Do you know when the first curry recipe was found written in English?
Probably back in the late 19th century.
You ready?
I would say probably when we started
Invading India.
exchanging spices, when the spice run happened.
You're a bit right. 1747.
Yeah. Because you had the massive big spice runs and all that lot. That's when we were sailing and buying salt and all the different goods and that lot.
But just, I remember what I was going to say there when you said, talk about stuff like street vendors and things like that. And it was always a thing that the guys in the army said that they made curries all the time because the meat was going off. So the spices that they were putting into the meats, into the curries, was actually hiding the taste that the meat was actually going off.
But
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Curries. Yeah, that was the army curries. That wasn't the local.
No, it wasn't genuine curries. But yeah, it was to hide the taste of the meat being off.
But that's where pedigree came from, because that was an Indian recipe that was bastardized, and it became popular with the gentry as a breakfast dish.
There's a curry that I make. It's a korma, and it's got pineapple in it. I think that's a Kashmiri korma with pineapple in it. Is bloody gorgeous.
See, if I make a korma, I thicken the sauce with ground almonds. And that will make you the best korma sauce. It's bloody lovely. None of this roux crap. Stick the ground almond in. Whatever you've got in that pan becomes just this velvety, nutty.
Either ground almond or coconut flour.
Never been able to get my hands on it, so smart ass.
Coconut flour?
Coconut
Yes.
flour.
I think desiccated coconut ground again.
Yeah.
But
You're
yeah,
right. You're right, Kev. I mean, there's in India itself. Depending on what region, um, it was different types of curry. Whether it was meat, fish. I think it was the south of India. It was more vegetable.
but you've got to remember the Hindi religion, you know, and the Sikhs vegetarian. I think the Sikhs are
I've got to
vegetarian.
ask a
Apologise if
question
I'm not.
from you two, from a point of view of naivety more than anything else. Why is the English so interested in it being hot?
I don't know. I think it's a bravado thing.
Billy Big Bollocks, isn't it? I've had 15 pints and I can still eat a fowl. Yeah.
Considering that obviously a genuine Indian curry isn't hot.
Gandhi's revenge, mate. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
so where did that culture come from? Is it just...
No, I think you'll possibly find it. It's just been the typical British working class man's come out of the pub pissed on a Friday and a Saturday night or whatever, walked into his curry house and said, "Can I have a curry? And make it as hot as you like. I can handle it." And I think that's where it stemmed from.
Yeah.
Personally.
Because it's ironically, it's always been that, and besides the look of him most of the time, that's kind of put me off him.
Yeah, I mean the thing was as well. I mean, you think about it. Traditional Indian cooking, they didn't have chilies.
No.
Because chilies were from Mexico.
Hmm.
The heat that they put into traditional Indian curries was just using black pepper.
And
Really?
yeah. There is some stunning Indian spices that just never get a look in because they're not part of our repertoire.
Hmm.
If you've got a good Asian supermarket near you, you're...
Oh yeah, even walking into an Asian supermarket and you get that smell of all those the cornucopia of different spices. That's a big bloody word for me. The aromas of all those different spices. Oh, you're like, oh.
I mean, the one I love, and I know it's not tradition, but it is now, the Kashmiri chili. You get such a lovely, rich red flavour to anything you cook with it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And that, even if you use a tikka masala paste, you know, the pots you can get, just quarter up a spud, make wedges out of it, smear it with the paste, and then roast them. You have the best potato wedges you've ever tried. Absolutely stunning. Thai curries are lovely, and I'm a huge fan of Thai food. And again, the heat's there, but it's not as it's not foul level.
See, there's a thing. I mean, Sinner. I can relate to that with Sinner. Love a good spicy hot curry, but I think it's a lot down to killing the taste buds when you smoked. I found that when I was smoking, my taste buds were shot to shit. And it needed to be something that had a little bit more of a kick, a little bit more heat, more spice in it that you could actually taste it. But there's no way in a certain that I could actually eat the curries I used to eat when I was younger.
Oh God, no. No, I never went up to foul, but Vindaloo in that, Billy Big Bollocks.
So what's the hottest curry then?
Foul.
A foul.
Yeah, no, there's another one. There's another one.
Not if you stick Nagas in it, mate.
No, there's another one.
So
Yeah.
you know how you've got the the COVID scale or something like that for the chilies? Do you have a COVID scale for the curries?
Well, it'd go off the chilies you put in it, mate, or whatever spice you put in. I mean the Scoville scale. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean it's down to whatever you put in it. Obviously, if you put what do you call them? Yeah, if you put Nagas into it, it's going to be ridiculously hot. If you put bird's eye chilies, which is the ones you normally get in the Thai curry, it's going to have a bit of pep, but it's not going to take your face off.
So which do you prefer? Do you like a fish curry or do you prefer a meat curry?
If you're talking fish curry, then what's Sri Lankan? But they are, by God, they are. Ooh, a proper Sri Lankan curry will take the back of your head off because they like it spicy. But the Sri Lankan fish curries are just amazing.
So when you have a fish curry, what type of fish would you recommend?
Cod. Whitefish.
Yeah, bass, sea bass. Sea bass for the curry sauce.
Not oily, not an oily fish, because there's enough oil in the curry in your sauce.
Sorry.
I made Saturday, just using cod fillet, and it was lovely. Really
Hake, believe it or not. You know the cheap frozen fish you can get, the hake?
Yeah.
That makes a wicked little curry.
Is that because they're more of a bland fish, so it complements the actual curry itself?
No, you still get the fish flavour in them, especially if you use sea bass. The Yash near us, that does a sea bass with a vegetable curry on the top. And it's not heavily sort of hot, but you get this lovely char on the fish, and then you get this fantastic vegetable curry with it. It's just stunning.
So do you recommend having the fish separate or within the curry?
Doesn't want to be drowned in it.
Well, what I normally do is I'll make my sauce up.
Yeah.
And once the sauce is made up, I'll either put the fish in whole, or I'll chop the fish up into bite-sized chunks, and I just let it sit for maybe 5 minutes to heat through, and that's it, it's done. Because you don't, what you don't want to do is putting it in and then stirring it up and shit, and the next minute you just end up it's flaked through the curry sauce.
That's what I always. I thought, that's going to end up being like that. But I mean, I suppose if you had a fillet of fish and then you had your curry on top of it, I think that'd be nicer.
Yeah, but think of me, you could do it that way if you want. I mean, that's absolutely fine. You could do it that way as well.
What's the audio cutting out on you, Ben? No, I mean the thing I find with fish, like you said, Steve, it will cook through with the residual heat from the sauce. So you end up with a nice firm piece of fish. It's absolutely stunning.
And one of the things, and I've said it before, and it was actually Mike Collins, Mr. Mike Schmecks himself, says to me, he says, "Put Brussels sprouts in your curry," and I'm like, "Nope, ain't happening."
It works.
And I put them in, and by God, it works. They're seriously tasty. But you think Brussels sprouts give you some farts on their own. When you mix them with a curry sauce, by Christ, it's an explosive combination.
I do apologise, everybody, if my mic's not working right. Like I said, new setup, different room. For some reason, something's happened. So bear with it.
Right. It's 8:35. We had better the business for Johnny's.
Hold on, I'm going to just eat.
Don't, because I could kill for a curry now.
But yeah, somebody asked for the name of those two books again. What I'll do, I'll if he's getting into our Facebook page, into the Home Service Live Facebook page, I'll put links up to these.
By all accounts, Gailey says if you reload the page, you should sort it out.
Excellent.
Right, this is the keyword. There you go.
Johnny's Juice, all one word.
All one word. Right, Johnny's Juice giveaway. Thanks to Project Vapes for this one. Big thank you to them. So the giveaway, Johnny's Juice sample pack. The sample pack includes the complete Johnny's Juice menu in 10 middle bottles. Terms and conditions. Competitions is open to the UK, Europe and the USA. Participants need to be a member of the Johnny's Juice and Europe Facebook group. People in the US, you need to be a member of the Johnny's Juice Junkies 3 Facebook group. Also to follow, obviously, Project Vapes. If you'd like the winner, the person that's the winner, please make sure that you are a member of either of these groups and email me your name and address to the Home Service Live Show at gmail.com. Also, will you include your name that you are actually affiliated with the actual Johnny's Juice Facebook group? Because I know some people have abbreviations like BCV that won last week, and obviously we took a while to find you on the actual Facebook group. So if you have got an abbreviation in chat, let me know that as well. Thanks ever so much. Was that clear enough, guys?
Oh, yes. I'm wearing my old Tales from the Home t-shirt. Good lad, Bill. That was a cracking design, that was. And for those interested, yes, we do have merch. It's on Teespring.
We certainly do. Oh.
Yes, how are you finding the juices, Steve? Just out of interest.
Well, I've got to admit, I'm enjoying my raspberry custard at the moment.
It's a bit like listening to Norman Collier. Mick. Naughty.
Thank you. I don't know why. I don't know what's up with it at the moment. So I do apologise.
Excellent, Steve. Glad to hear it, mate. There really are some cracking juices in there.
Oh, God, there's some gorgeous ones in range. I've gone through the lemon and lime custard. I've gone the lemon donut. That's really nice. The nut house. That's a really interesting one. It's peanut butter and chocolate, so you're getting that almost Nutella taste, and it's got like a Graham's cracker on the back of it. That's really nice. Very much an all-day vape.
Flavour profile, you're looking sort of very similar to a Nutella cheesecake.
Thank you, Vape Bunny. I've also, at work, I'm using banana custard. That's really nice.
That is
not
gorgeous.
overly sweet either. In fact, I've got to admit, I think we said this last week about them. No, not one of the juices are overly sweet, and they're not destroying your coils either. Absolutely fantastic. So, shall we roll it?
Yes, I think we should.
Roll! Joey E.
There we go, Joey.
So, Joey.
Oh, Joey says if I win, roll it again.
Really?
Is that right? Joey, do you want to roll it again? Damn discriminate. Sorry, Stuart.
Yes,
Yeah,
roll it again.
Wait for it, Joey will get picked again.
There you go. Mick Blizzard.
Mick, do you want it?
You want it? Well done, Mick. Congratulations. Right, what you need to do, obviously, is join the Johnny's Juice Facebook group. And obviously, send me your name and address to the Home Service Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you very much. And if you've done that already, Project Vapes will let me know literally straight after the show. And they'll more than likely be posting it out literally tomorrow morning. Okie dokie. Right, I can clear this one.
Mate, they are mixed to 3 mil before they're sent out to you. So there's no mucking about. Straight in there. You can enjoy it as soon as it lands on your doorstep.
Congratulations!
Really are. Now, Expo.
I thought we could do your topic first.
Do my topic first.
Oh,
Fine.
do you want to do what? Shall we do Expo?
No, we shall. I gave up vaping with mods and tanks. Just use disposables from the garage only. Issue is I've got myself hooked on 20 milligram. Zan, you naughty man.
Do you want to do the Expo?
We can do the live if you want. The gig bit first, because I think it was Joey that mentioned that last week.
Okie dokie.
So, I know Mark said my favourite gig. Well, we've done that one. I have a question for you. I do, yes. during COVID, we had the e-concerts. So it was the likes of, I think, Food did one, didn't they?
Metallica did one. New Mortal Army did one.
Yeah.
Clutch did one.
Thin Temptation did one.
C6 Steve did one.
Yeah.
There was shitloads.
So what I'm interested in is, have you seen one of these online concerts? And what did you think? Is it something that you can see sticking around? Or do you think it was just an answer to the COVID issue? And would you prefer a gig? And if you would prefer a live gig, now I've done some big gigs, I've done some small gigs, I've done some in between gigs.
And I've really done gigs.
Indeed. And my personal favourite is the smaller venue.
Yeah.
Such as Rock City at Nottingham.
Manchester Apollo.
Yeah. Whitley Bay now, that's a cracking gig. That is a bloody good gig.
I've noticed a few bands, though, are also doing both, aren't they? You can go to the live concert, but you can also see it streamed live as well.
Yeah, Killing Joke did it.
Which I think is actually a brilliant thing. For argument's sake, they're playing in a country that you know that you can't get to. At least you're still being able to watch the gig. Which I think is great.
I think it's a great opportunity. I loved the gig. Steve and I saw the New Model Army e-gig. Amazing. Absolutely brilliant. But then when we both went to Rock City for the December gig, didn't we, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
And just the E was great. I was seeing a band I loved. I was hearing all the old favourites. It was fantastic. Rock City, Jesus Christ, the hair was up on the back of your neck. It was an amazing gig. And I spent it with one of my busy mates.
I couldn't make it.
I know you couldn't make it.
I couldn't make it.
Dawn was there, though. And that was lovely because I got a snuggle as well. Although I'm sure if Dawn wasn't there, Stevie would have snuggled me.
I think due to the fact that nowadays bands can't make any money on physical media, I think the way is live. And especially if they can get into like last week, Betty was talking about the live website where they can actually make records for it as well.
Yeah.
Now, some lovely comments here. The Machine Head online gig was excellent. I've seen Kiss live stream to cinemas across the UK. That I can believe for Kiss. Never been shy in coming forward and using new technology, those boys. Much prefer a smaller, more intimate gig, to be honest. Well said.
I like small, intimate gigs. I really do. I mean, when we would see C6 Steve at Apollo, I was literally about 2 foot away from him. That was so intimate.
See, Gailey raises a good point. Great idea for those of us that can't get out to a gig anymore. But it won't be the same, though. It isn't, but it's a different experience. You know what I mean? And it does widen out the audience.
Oh, totally. I mean, it's like when obviously you said about COVID and they was doing gigs in a room on their own, but live streaming it. Them, I really enjoyed it, especially the Clutch one. The Clutch were fantastic because they were still interacting with people because obviously they had exactly like what we're doing now. Yeah. They had a chat feed and they was interacting with the band and the band was answering questions. Then they'd play something and I enjoyed it. It was a different experience.
I mean, Machine Head were doing the same kind of thing. They were actually they were doing a live stream show. It was like basically it was like a front room, There's like a front room in your house. And obviously they were interacting because you could see chat coming up and all that kind of stuff, and they were interacting with the people in chat as well.
Graham's comment. Sorry, mate.
Dragon Force did the exact same thing.
Yeah. Graham's comment. I love any gig that supplies a box you can stand on.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same with that one. I think it's great. I mean, because you could have, especially if you live locally to your mates and you're all into the same band, you can actually have a mini party with your mates.
Oh, too right. I mean, Fee Raise is a good one there. I'm a live band in a pub kind of guy. We talked about this last week. If you live in a big city, such as Liverpool, Manchester, whatever, yeah, you've probably still got a live music scene. Smaller places, like round us, middle of nowhere,
died.
You used to be able to walk into a local pub and there'd be a band banging away in the corner. And some of them were bloody good.
I mean, growing up from how old, 16 till about 20 odd, I used to view that many different bands. It was a band every week.
Yeah.
Every week. Now, where I used to hang out in Worksop, and there used to be 3 places that had a band on. So if you didn't like the first band, you went over to the next place.
Yeah.
Torworth. Pub there. That used to have live bands on. Leopard at Donny. Dawn's just popped in. Vintage Rock Bar as well.
Yeah, Vintage Rock Bar. I think they're still doing stuff though, the Vintage Rock Bar. Aren't they doing like open mics?
I don't know if they are, mate. We're so out of touch with it now. But
you see, when I was gigging, I used to gig a lot round Barnsley. The old Number 7, the Polish Club, places like that. They were fantastic, especially old Number 7. That really was good. But the problem is with... I don't know whether it's... This started before, so like the everything's going all up and everything's getting too expensive. But pubs didn't want to spend the money.
No, and they needed the license, etc.
There were more crazy. Pubs are more happy with somebody that'll do karaoke, or a one-man disco, than pay a band.
Yeah, you find now more so bands are kind of relegated to clubs rather than pubs.
And even the club side of things. I mean, I'm talking about your proper working man's clubs. They're getting few and far between now.
OG, obviously his wife works in radio, or used to work in radio, OG, but he's been to so many concerts, it's crazy. What do you prefer, mate? Stadium, bar? I'm just intrigued now.
Another thing as well, like I was saying about people not paying the money, people don't forget what amount of work it goes into to actually perform a gig. People just don't realise, even your basic garage band that pops along, the amount of effort and time, because everyone thinks that, they just get paid for when they go live and start playing. But everyone forgets about the setting up, the unpacking, getting to the place. It all costs money.
Paying the road crew, paying for transport, paying for buses, paying for hotels, all this kind of shit.
One of the best.
Sorry, and playing live and selling merch is the only way bands and artists can make money these days, because the fucking record companies are ripping the arse out of them.
Oh, too right. I mean, proof of that. One of the best small gigs I went to was Romeo's Daughter and the Wild Hearts playing the Crypt at Middlesbrough Town Hall, which is the downstairs bar and venue. Literally, you could get 200 people in. And the only way those boys were able to afford to go out for a curry that night was if we flogged so many T-shirts down at the side of the stage. And it was just before Earthwork versus the Wild Hearts was released.
I mean, when I used to do the Cambridge Folk Festival, that used to cost me to do that. Because driving down to Cambridge, getting a hotel, and then playing, I was out of pocket when I used to do them.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Yeah, Stuart Valentine, I can relate to that. To be honest with you, mate, it's some of the bands charge way too much. It's nothing to do with the bands, though.
No.
No, it's a promoter.
It's done the promoters. Because I can remember seeing an article years ago, and I can't remember what band it was, but it was a very famous band, and they actually broke down how much they get for ticket prices, how much money they actually receive from the ticket price.
Adam.
And it was fucking horrendous. They were getting maybe 10, 15%, maybe 20, 25% off the ticket price. The rest went to the venue or the promoters.
Also, then you've got what I call the eBayers, where they buy up off at tickets.
Yeah, The Cure.
Yeah, Robert Smith's doing something, isn't he?
They've tried to knock that in the head in America, but there's certain states that they've managed to do it, but I think there's about 4 or 5 states in America that they can't for some reason. The way the laws are set up, that the touts can just go and buy as many scalpers. Yeah, the touts, whoever, can go and buy as many as they like. It's the same here. I mean, it happens here as well. You walk down to a gig and you got a ticket, mate. No, I fucking got a ticket. That's why I walked down to the gig, you dickhead. They're like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
do you know what annoys me as well? If you buy a ticket online, they charge you for admin fee.
Exactly. Yeah.
What admin fee? How can there physically be admin? Now, if you went to a kiosk and there's a young lady there selling tickets, that's admin. And I appreciate that. That's admin. But doing it online, there is no admin.
But I mean, I can still remember the days we used to be able to walk into HMV in Glasgow or Virgin or some of these other smaller record shops, and it would always be downstairs where you bought your tickets. And you go down and you would say, I'm 2 tickets for the Cult or the Mission or whoever it was, and hold on a minute, and they bring out a plastic box and go, oh, here you go, and they'd rip the 2 tickets out like a raffle book. Yeah, there's your tickets. And those ticket stubs, everybody kept them because you used to stick them all over your walls. Yeah. You can't do that now. Print off your e-ticket.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, Expo's doing it as well, aren't they? You just show your phone nowadays. I miss ticket stubs.
So do I. Mick, that's some claim to fame. Saw Deep Purple in '73 and it cost him £2.
But that's the thing. I mean, I can remember going in to buy tickets for gigs, and I think the most he spent was about a £5.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Mick, in 1973, the average bloke was earning what, £15 a week?
That's a fair jump, then. Meatloaf at Nebworth Park. It was shit then. Deep Purple came on. Say no more.
One of the worst gigs I ever saw was Alice Cooper. Saw him a few years back and I thought, you know what? This is the fucking worst gig I've ever been to. It was shit.
Do you know one of the worst gigs I saw? Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, I was gutted. Absolutely gutted. Saw him at Don Valley when they was doing the Voodoo tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dan Reed Network was supporting him. And Dan Reed Network was better than the Rolling Stones. I might have caught him on an off day or whatever, but yeah, they just didn't sound right at all. I don't know whether it was the setup or what it was. They played their hearts out, don't get me wrong, but it just didn't sound right at all.
I think I've told this one before, but the biggest surprise gig of mine was going to see Nickelback. Stained were support. And to be honest, I'd gone for Stained. They were shit. They were bloody awful. And then Nickelback came on. And this was the band that I was expecting. Yeah, Nickelback, yeah. 8-8. They were bleeding brilliant.
Yep.
See, I've never understood that. Why don't people have got a real... Go on.
Enjoy your curry, Gail.
Oh, good girl. I'm jealous now. I mean, to be fair...
Hey, you went to see Jethro Tull and they were bad. Oh, I'm a big Jethro Tull fan.
No.
Thing is, though, you find a lot of bands that were in the studio, you can listen to their albums day in, day out. When you go and see them live, you go, they're shite. I mean, I was severely disappointed with the Sisters of Mercy when I saw them, and I've saw them live 2 or 3 times now, and each time they were getting worse and worse and worse.
See, I've never seen Sisters live. Never seen them. I missed out on one of the tours that I wished they were supporting Depeche Mode when Depeche Mode was doing the devotional tour from Songs and Faith and Devotion. And I would have loved to have been at that gig, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to go. So it's all like, do I go and see them now? Because they're not cheap tickets.
No.
But I must agree with Steve. We saw Nickelback a couple of years back, and by God, that was one of the best gigs I've ever been to.
I'll tell you what, to say Chad's supposed to be an arse, his stage presence is brilliant. He had the crowd eating out of his hand. And by God, I think half of them were either pissed or stoned. I'm not sure which, but that was a giggle of a gig.
Yeah, I like them in Nickelback. They're not something that I would regularly put on, but so like quite a few of their tracks are pretty decent.
There's some albums are better than others, but no, I've got a fair collection of Nickelback.
Yes, I have heard Depeche Mode's 2 new releases.
Excellent. Mike, you're not late because we may have a little gift for you. It's now 2 minutes to 9, so do you want to...
Yeah. Shall I? Do you want to do it or shall I do it?
No, Gaff, you'll go.
Right. Do you want to go to Expo Saturday, Sunday? Well, if you do, this might intrigue you. Let me put this up on screen. There you go. The Vapor Expo UK got in touch with me and has given me the opportunity to give you guys free complimentary tickets. That's for the Saturday and the Sunday at the NEC Birmingham. So all you have to do is pop over to our Facebook group for more details. There's actually the links there. I'm not going to put a link on YouTube because you know what YouTube's like with the links, even though this is an actual show. So yeah, if you pop over to our Facebook group, give us a like. That'd be really handy as well. And yeah, so you go over there. There's a link. Click on the link. It's I'll not say the name, but the keyword that you put in is complimentary, and you'll get 2 free tickets for Saturday and Sunday. So if you pop over, I'll mention this again next week, and I'll put this up on the screen. So this is for the duration until Expo. If you don't get your tickets until the day before, that's up to you, and it will still work. Okie dokie. So there you go.
Stuart, we don't earn enough, mate. Give me the money for the flights and I'll be there in a heartbeat.
Wish I could afford it, mate. Really do.
Never know. If I get that rollover on Saturday, mate.
So I thought it was nice of them to do that. Obviously, I'm not going to put links on YouTube because they don't like you links. But yeah, if you just pop over to the Facebook group, the link and everything is there. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, I know some people already have. I think they were only flogging them for $5 or something daft like that.
Yeah, it was reduced price in February. There's still a reduced price now. If you
But for 2 days,
yeah,
for now, all you have to do then is think about getting there, and that's it.
And I will say, you have the chance to see the lovely Lady Jane at the Shy Talk stand.
Oh, yes, can't wait.
If you're chatting to Jane, make sure you check out Mr. Pebbles. Please do. Those coils are superb. He is such a lovely bloke. He was the highlight of my expo last year. Such a lovely fella. My brother was home for a fortnight, landed back in Perth today. Couldn't believe the cost of flights now. I'd love to go, but train fare from Chichester to Birmingham is scandalous. Oh, that's a pain.
Maybe if you have a look.
Like driving.
Yeah. maybe have a look at like a few weeks in advance booking. They're normally pretty cheaper, aren't they? But
Now, I will say the parking at the NEC can be costly, but if I go to the NEC, I use the Express. It pays a little more, but you're a damn sight closer, and if you've got any mobility issues, it is worth that extra bit. If you're going to try and park at Birmingham International Station because the NEC parking is over 22, Jesus, that's gone up. I think I paid 12 quid. There are other options. Check out some of the online parking sites like Your Parking, etc., because they will put you in car parks in the immediate area.
Yeah, you've got those. They do the park and ride type things where you can park and jump the train.
So there you go. It's if it helps, it helps. If you're thinking about and you can't afford too much, there you go. Even if you can only afford to go for the day.
There we go. Booking advance, £12.50.
There you go.
Disabled parking at the arena was 16 quid, but was just outside. That's not right. That's not bad. But the spotting Jane will be easy. Just follow the quacks. The fetish duck will be on display. You can't miss Jane. She will be the one frothing at the mouth whenever somebody brings out a custom mech. And if we shout, hold her back for God's sakes, it's because she's nearly skinned.
Yeah, Death Wish is there, so.
Yeah, Death Wish isn't far. But yeah, May should be...
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, obviously, prior to May, we will be doing an Expo special like we always do. We'll do your Expo guide to survival.
Few interesting tweaks to some of the arrangements this year. I've had a shufty at the floor plan. Looks a bit smaller.
It does, doesn't it? I've got to admit. But it's like anything else with us. We're always going for the social side, so.
Oh, definitely.
I'm only going for me Huggles from Bunny. That's it. That's the only reason I'm going.
Well, I do believe Dawn's got her heart set upon a fetish duck. So.
Right, we are past the hour. Are we going to wrap this one up?
I think we ought to. Stage giveaway on Saturday too. There we go. So Shy Tots, you heard it here. Stage giveaway on the Saturday. You haven't tried Shy Tots? Get your ass down there. It'll be worth it.
Yes.
I haven't tried Shy Tots.
Oh,
nice.
Bloody lovely. But yes. So here we go. Stevie.
Yes, darling.
Your turn.
What was my fucking turn? Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us again on this dark Thursday evening. We should have more of the same next week. Another 3 subjects to talk about. And again, guys, if there's anything that you folks out there in Chatland want us to talk about, please drop us a line, stick it in the Facebook group. Let us know, give us a couple of hints, something, because obviously you don't want us talking about all the stuff that we want to talk about. If there's something out there that you're passionate about, drop us a line, drop us a couple of links, and we'll raise a subject. We'll get a conversation going about it. But anyway, as I say, back at the same place, same time next week with my 2 good friends, Stephen and Mark. So if you're not doing anything next Thursday, be here 7:30, and I'll pass it over to Stephen.
Right. So first off, Mark's in the shit. Where's Jane's Huggle? There better be a live one. So, like Stevie's just said, if you've got an idea, Eddie did it last week. What's your best live gig? Look where that took us tonight. That was a cracking bit of backwards and forwards there. So if you've got anything, please do it. You know, stick it in the group. There's days we sort of sit there going, what we're going to talk about next week, you know. So keep it fresh, keep it interesting. If there's something you want to know or something you want to talk about, please do. Pop in.
And we've still got a quiz to come up soon as well.
Yeah, we've still got a quiz to come up. It's mine, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Yes.
Shit.
If you fancy doing that next week.
Next week, no, possibly week after.
Okay. Pencil that in the diary traps.
Work commitments, darling. Work commitments. Fab shows always. Thank you. Right, I say it every week. I mean it. Thank you for joining us. You didn't have to. It's getting like a family night in here. It's fab, and it's great seeing all the new faces as well.
Yes.
Congratulations to Mick. I hope you really enjoy the juice, because there's some fantastic flavours in there. There really is. Joey, thanks for the gig topic, mate. Really appreciate that. And I'm going to hand you over to the gaffer.
No, that's me. Hey!
That's you.
Hey! Right, first off, want to give guys in chat and Spanners, thank you so much for looking after us. You have been absolutely superb. People on the replay, we love you too, so huggles to you and fist bumps. Steve, Betty, thank you so much for a fantastic show. Really, really enjoyed it. Couple of thank yous. Got to give Project Vapes a big shout and say thank you very much, including obviously Johnny's Juice. Congratulations to Mick. Well done. I'll get the information as soon as you send me the email. I'll get the information over to Project Vapes. Also want to give Geekvape a big shout and say thank you very much for sending me the Z200 kit to show you guys. So there you go. Right, I'm going to wrap this one up. I want to say again thank you to my wonderful, wonderful hosts, Betty and Steve. I love you guys so much. And guys in chat, love you too as well. And like what they both turned around and said, if you have got a topic you want us to talk about, if you've got a question, for argument's sake, something's burning in your mind that you need an answer, we have got a Facebook group you can use. We've got a private chat you can use. And you can also use YouTube as well. We have a comment section just down below. Before I do leave, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It's really, really important that you do that. Helps with the analytics and shows us to other people. So on that note, from myself and my wonderful co-hosts, we wish you a wonderful week. And we'll see you back on Thursday.
All caught the question. There you go, mate. It's in next week.
Bye!
See you later. And everybody on the replay, love you.
Love you lots and lots.
Anyone else I kill for money, but since you're my friend, I kill you for nothing.
You're crazy.
He does that far too well.